Hello, today I will show you how to replace a load cell on the firmware pedals 1. In this particular pedals we had our load cell completely broken and we will replace it with the new firmware's load cell 2.0. So first of all, to do that you need to have some decent set of tools, for example as I do here, and with them first of all we need to unscrew these 5 joints to slide this panel forward. So okay, now we slide it forward. Why we're doing this? Because we need to have access to this joint, and the next step will be to unscrew this one. Okay, we can do it. So it has a simple joint which helps to set the platform in place. Okay, so we remove it. And the most difficult part will be to unscrew these 4 joints. They had a Loctite on it and it will be very difficult, and you need to apply a lot of force to that. So what I'm gonna do is to use this kind of tool to hold one side and this tool to making unscrews. So it needs a lot of force in this. So the main trick here is that you can just loose these joints but not put it off from the pedals. Okay. And these 2 we need to completely remove. Oh, it's stuck a little bit right here. Okay, this was easy. You can see how much Loctite we have in this joint. So okay, this was 1. Okay, so right now we had access to this platform, so we just slide it forward, and right here you can see the main control board and the cables from 3 sensors. So what we need to do, you can see they had some type of glue on it, and this one is for load cell. So we're gonna remove carefully, maybe with some tools, to remove this glue. Try not to damage a PCB. Okay, so and for next step we can just put it back, and right now we need to remove the spring from the braking pedal. So firstly, just remove this cover. Then I use the key to unlock, oh no, it's wrong direction, to unlock this joint and to remove tension from the spring. Okay, so the next step I will be remove this one part, you know how to call it. So what we need to do, maybe this one. Okay. Here I can use a key which will supply with their pedals. Well, let's try to do this completely with FieldVR set. Maybe it's not so hard. Oh yes, it's quite easy. But it's easy just to have the right tools. Okay, so we remove this part, and then you can just slide the pedal forward. And remove this holder. Okay. So this is the part we removed. It's quite tight. Okay, let's not completely removing it. So the next step will be to, as you see, the load cell is completely broken. So the next step is to remove this part from the pedal. And now it's too big also. No, this one. So this will require you to have some screwdriver like this. Might be a big one, and it's very easy to remove these joints. You just hold it. They are not tightened much and are quite easy to remove. Okay, so we had a lot of parts falling out these joints. And this is how this part is completely removed. And now we need all these parts. If you will purchase or will receive a new load cell, the spare parts for this joint will be included in the box, but for this setup will use an old one just to have the spare parts for the future. So now I will remove these parts to make it easy, and the final step, we need to remove a wiring from the board which we previously disconnected from it. And to do that, I'm just putting it off. You better to fully remove the glue before it, because it may have some difficulties with putting it off. Okay, so now we have this new load cell, and firstly we need to put the connector the correct way and in the correct hole. So there are a hole for this wire. Here is it, and the wire itself must be put it underneath this part and goes in the hole like that, and this will secure the cable from some damagings. So we just put it down there. Okay, and carefully we'll try to stick it back on the board. Okay, so now goes some difficult part. We need to remove some component from the board. For do that, we need to have a soldering iron, and to show that will be okay. After putting a cable underneath the pedals, we can just lock it in place like an old one. So let's do that. We'll have some parts. Okay, and the second one. So we need to have some force, some adjustments to push it on the place. Okay, and then we just assemble it So, and then we need to put the spring back. So firstly we slide this detail back and then just what happened? Okay, let's slide this button, maybe something is. Let's see what happened here, and this maybe, yes, okay. So okay, so the spring locked in place. We have the proper wiring of the sensor right here. Now we need to put back this part. How I'm doing that? I'm using a key to push this part on the place. And then I slide the key, maybe for better view, I slide the key inside this part and trying to place it in the right position. Make sure that this part will easy came in. Maybe not as easy, so let's do that again. Okay. Just about adjustments up. Okay, I had some force on it and now it's in place. So where is this key? Oh, here it is. We lock this part in place. It's not right. Okay. So now I'm tightened the spring back. I guess maybe like this. Okay, and put this detail back. So this was a part 1 of 3 which we need to do the replacement. So this will be the second big part of the replacement of the sensor, and to do that we need completely put the main board aside and to have some manipulation with the board itself. So here is a FieldWare Pedals 1 main board, and what we need to do is to remove this small capacitor from it. To do that, we need to use a soldering iron and try slowly remove it from here. Okay, and make sure that you have all the connections on the board right in place. So these capacitors are not So okay, after removing the capacitor, we need to put this cover back to the pedals. So about wiring is everything very simple. So the first wire goes to the first connector. This is the from Hall sensor 1. And this wire goes to the second connector from the second Hall sensor. And then we need to lock a load cells wire onto these 4 connectors. So also I will have some glue gun to tighten it. And to lock it in place. So this is just hot glue gun. It just locks the wire in place. Oh. And you just need to put this one back. We have some small rubber part to secure the cable. So here it goes, stacking like that. Okay. So that's almost done. The last thing we need to do is just to assemble all these joints back. Let's have okay, it's much more easier. And we just assemble not that one. Just assembled it back. last one right here. So, also we need to put this one, these 5 screws back to hold our platform. In my case it just be sitting like that. Okay, mechanically everything is done now. So the last part will be the calibration of the sensor. So you can see it sits completely good. All you need to do now is to calibrate it and start using a new sensor with your pedals.